Hi everybody, this is Debbie Reynolds with Rocky Mountain Lodge, and I am excited to have you all here today to make a super easy summer dessert. It's super easy and refreshing. It only has 6 ingredients total, including the crust and the filling. And this recipe, along with 500 total recipes, are in this cookbook, Rocky Mountain Lodge and Cabin's More Favorite Recipes. This is version 2 of our cookbook. And so you can purchase this online at our website at rockymountainlodge.com. And because you're here watching this video, I am going to offer a discount for the cookbook. If you go to our website, go to the gift shop, put this cookbook in your cart, then add promo code FACEBOOKCOOKING, you can get this cookbook for $5 off. So it'll basically pay for your shipping. And this recipe, as I mentioned, along with 500 recipes total, are in this cookbook. You can purchase that anytime you'd like. But this recipe that I'm going to make today, I served it a lot at our bed and breakfast inn as our dessert. We used to serve 3 courses for breakfast, and we always had a dessert, and our third course was dessert. And so I would serve this breakfast in the summertime, and it is just a wonderful recipe. Nice and cool and refreshing, especially on a hot summer day in the evenings as well. So the first 3 ingredients we're going to start with are we start with 15 Oreo cookies, lemon Oreo cookies. I love that you can get all different flavors of Oreo cookies, and so do my grandkids. I keep them on hand here. When they come over, I buy different kinds, and I'll give them an Oreo or 2, and they just love it. So right here I have 15 crushed up Oreo cookies. And to crush these, just put them in a little baggie and just take a rolling pin and just go over this until they're nice and crushed just fine. And then I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter, which I already have melted. So I'm just going to add these cookies, which I've made ahead of time, to that butter. And then 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar that I'm going to add in there. And we're just going to mix these 3 ingredients up, the butter, the Oreo cookies, and that sugar. So just mix these up until they become all blended and incorporated. And that will be our crust. And then we are just going to pat these on the bottom and the sides of our 9-inch pie plate here. Hi Joe, it's good to see you. I forgot to look at who else is watching here, but I'm so glad y'all were able to tune in. All right, and so then we're just gonna press these into our pie plate rather, right here. And then I'm gonna show you another tip here in just a little bit about an easy way to get things into little baggies if you want to save them without making a big old mess. So, but first of all, I'm just going to press these cookie crumbs into the edge of my pie plate right here. So pretty easy. There's no baking with this recipe. You're just going to put everything in the freezer so you don't have to heat up an oven. Anybody can make this. I make these little kinds of pies with my grandkids all the time. They love doing this kind of stuff. It's pretty simple. They love crushing up those cookies. I've also set aside a few extra cookies that we're going to crush up in a little bit for the top that we're going to put along the top. So I'm just going to take this and put it in my freezer while I make my filling. So that's pretty easy. So I'm just going to set that aside. And now I promised that I would show you a little tip about putting things in a little baggie to make it a little simpler. So are y'all familiar with these little flexible cutting boards? I love these. And so my husband had this brilliant idea one time to kind of use this as a funnel for big bags. So you just kind of roll it and make a tip right there. It's big on one side, small on the other. And then you're just going to put it in your bag. And now you kind of have this big old funnel. So you can take whatever you have and you can just put it in here, and it's a giant funnel, and it'll put it in your bag nice and easy. So there's the tip for today. I like to give little tips every time I do these little presentations because I've learned so much by watching other shows, and so I like to share them. And so now our filling only has 3 ingredients as well. I have a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Hi Kim, good to see you. I miss you. All right, and all of y'all tuning in. So I'm just going to put this in here. I'm just going to use the same bowl. No need to get a new bowl out. It's nice and easy. All right, so we just get our cream in there. Our milk, sweetened condensed milk, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, a half a cup of lemon juice, which I have grated it, or not grated, I have juiced 2 lemons. And here's a little tip about our lemons. I'm also going to do the peels from 2 lemons. I actually take 2 of these little bowls after I get it all zested. I'm just going to put this other one in there. And yes, you should make that. It'll be so good. All right, and so zest goes in there. And if you don't have fresh lemons, just go ahead and use the bottled lemon juice. That's totally fine. And you just won't have the zest. No big deal. It's all good. And so here's a tip about doing some lemons. If you have lemons, you want to roll them on your counter first, and that's going to break up those cells, and it'll be much easier to juice these. Then to zest, when you're zesting a lemon, you just want to do the very outside portion of your lemons. You don't want to peel the white part because the white part is bitter. So just do the outside lemons. And then I'll take the outside. You can tell I've already done these earlier. And then I'll just cut these up. I don't have a knife handy. But I'll take the lemons that I've already zested and already squeezed the juices out, and I will cut these up into quarters, and then I throw them in my garbage disposal and then grind them up. It'll freshen up your garbage disposal and make it smell good. It also kind of sharpens those blades a little bit, but it's great for freshening up your garbage disposal. All right, so there's a couple tips about that. So we're just starting with these right here. So all we have in here is that 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, the juice from 2 lemons, and the zest from 2 lemons. And so we're just going to mix this up here until it's all blended. You can use a whisk. I think I'm going to go and get a whisk actually. Just makes it go a little faster. And I'm noticing that I actually have some lemon seeds in here. Oops. I guess I didn't get them all out when I was juicing my lemons. I'll get the rest out here in a minute. All right. So now I'm just going to mix this up. And if y'all have any questions about anything while I'm doing this, or if you want to see me make something else in the future, just let me know. Just write it in the comments. Please make sure to like this video, share it, add comments to it, and let me know what you'd like to see me make in the future. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be making some, there's another seed, making some summer beverages. We'll make some non-alcoholic beverages that everybody can drink, and then I'll also make a beverage or 2 that might be spiked up a little bit. All right, so this is all mixed up right there. You can see that. And now I'm going to we also need 8 ounces of whipped cream. So you can buy a can of Cool Whip if you want, or a tub of Cool Whip, or you can just whip up 1 cup of cream, heavy cream, which I actually like to do that. Once I started using real whipped cream, I never went back to the other stuff. It really is a big difference. So I'm just going to add in this cream. We're just going to mix this in. You can see this dessert is super easy. It doesn't take very long to make it. Once I get this filling all done, then I'm going to put this in the pie crust, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer. You want to freeze it for at least 2 hours. to overnight. You can even leave it in there a few days, however long. You can make it ahead of time. If it's totally frozen, you just want to put this in the refrigerator for at least about 2 hours for it to thaw. I actually made one a few days ago to put on my recipes page. You can find this recipe there. So I made one the other day, and I took some pictures of it and put it on the recipes page. And that's the one that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. That's all done. So I'm just adding this cream. You can see we're just kind of folding in this cream into those other ingredients. So it's pretty easy, not too many ingredients at all. We've only been on here for about 10 minutes and we're almost done. And so we're just going to get this all mixed up. And I'd like to know what you guys all would like to see me make in the future. If you have any requests, go ahead and put them out there. I've got lots of time if I'm doing one of these videos every week to do lots of them. So I was trying to think last night when I went to bed what I was going to announce for next week. I was thinking about doing some burgers or something grilled. I'll do that another time. We make some great stuffed burgers that we put on the grill. Love those. I might do those another time, or some summer sandwiches or more salads. All right, so now I've got our pie crust that should have been in the freezer, but it happens so fast, we don't need to do that. So now I'm just going to spoon this in here. So pretty simple. We're just going to get all of that delicious filling in here. Not too hard to make. I think just about anybody can make this. And then we're going to spread this in our pie plate into our crust. And then cover this up with a little bit of plastic wrap and put it in the freezer. Don't mind my fingers. I've been cleaning them. All right, and so now I'll pop this in the freezer and I'll go get the one that is done. Be right back. So now I've got one that I had in the freezer that I pulled out a couple of hours ago to thaw. So the last step, after you take it out of the freezer, you're just going to want to take the extra cookies that you set aside, and then you're just going to crush them up a little bit, not as much as we did for our crust, just a little bit there. And then we're going to take these out, and then we're just going to sprinkle them on the top of our pie, which I already have done. And here is that pie. Super easy peasy. If you want to garnish it up and make it a little prettier, just take some lemon slices. And I would do this all the time at the bed and breakfast to garnish my plates. So you can just take lemon slices. So you get this little slice here. And now what I'm going to do, you're just going to start at the center and just cut down to the edge. So now you have just one little cut about halfway, and then we're going to twist it. And then you can put that on top for a little bit of garnish. And look how pretty that is. And I would have gone out and gotten some mint to make it even prettier. I took all of my herbs outside. And so I have lots of pots of flowers and herbs outside. And I've got pots of growing mint that I would also plop on here to make it even prettier. Just give it a little color. But you can see how easy that is. And so then you just cut a piece of pie here. It might be kind of frozen all the way through, so you might have to go back. Depends on how long you've had it thawing in the fridge. But you want to put it in the fridge for at least 2 hours, so it can kind of freezer for at least 2 hours, so it can set up once you first make it. So then you take this out, and there you have a piece of lemon crunch pie. Doesn't that look good? All right, all ready to dig into. All right, so remember to like and share this video and comment on it. Mark down those comments anything else that you want to see me make in the future. This recipe you can find on our website at RockyMountainLodge.com under our recipes tab. And you can also find this recipe and 499 others in our cookbook, Rocky Mountain Lodge, More Favorite Recipes. And if you enter the code Facebook Cooking into the promo box, you can get $5 off. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week when we make some summer beverages, spiked and non-spiked. See you next week, guys. Hi, Della. Bye.